What I do, world. This is time with Yarrick. So I wish to start this YouTube channel going over pretty much the United States and pretty much discussing how we shifted from pretty much the American dream to the American not so dreaming. Now, I guess the purpose of this channel is technically to highlight the fact that I, as a immigrant, now American citizen, but how I've seen and witnessed pretty much America from the last couple of years that I've been here, and pretty much give you my own perception, right, from someone who isn't born in this country, who wasn't born in this country. All right. So I came to this country back in 2006, and at the time we were pretty much in the throes or the beginning stage of the economic meltdown. So 2008 hits, and pretty much my father, who was a truck driver, gets laid off, and it pretty much economically we're stressing, right? And we get put into these government programs for help and all that stuff, and and me as a young 16-year-old, I'm just oblivious to what's truly going on. But I know that this isn't normal, and pretty much it was just I just left Africa, and now why am I feeling this starving sensation that you receive from being in Africa, right? Oh well. So based on that, I noticed, of course, how we've came out of that, and throughout my years in America, I've seen the ups and downs, and I've not felt like I've seen enough to have an actual discussion about it. So one, the economy. Back, I guess, in the early 2000s, the economy in America, of course, wasn't at its tip-top shape. But I didn't understand exactly pretty much why it was that people were talking about as far as minimum wage, pretty much investment, inflation. I didn't understand this concept. But of course, back in the days, when America was a very strong country, it used to produce and manufacture products, right? Meaning that the money that they received in their pocket in the bank was something that they've worked for. So there were a bunch of American men and women who went out there and they put work, and produced items, and then those items went all over the world and were sold at a higher price so that the American people can eat. But as the money was a lot more things were pushed out to third world country, outsourced, I should say, to third world countries China, India, Thailand, many different countries that we outsource our productions to. It meant that now we had to switch to a different way for our currency to mean something. That's when the petrodollar deal came in. So of course, the dollar was weighed against the petroleum exports and imports that the Arabic countries, I guess, were pushing out. So that's how the dollar dominance took over by pretty much making sure that everyone's used the dollar to buy oil and petrol and all that stuff, right? Now, had pretty much the dollar been kept at that specific amount and never being no more dollar were printed, if pretty much and were weighed against the petrol, the US dollar would have been amazing. But over the years, the US dollar has been printed a bazillion amount of time. And of course, if you look at the economy, or rather the government, they're always looking for new ways and new reasons why they need to print more dollars, right? And as time went on, inflation. So that would entail that there is a lot more dollar in circulation that there were back in 1960s to present day, making it that pretty much the current day Americans do need to pretty much work more, or rather earn more dollars in order to buy the same thing that they were buying back in the day. So if they were able to buy a home 10 years ago for like let's say 60,000, now they will need about 200,000 of the dollars to be able to buy the same home, right? That is inflation, right? So over, I guess like as time went on, you're realizing that now the population in America is growing, like it's exploding. However, the dollar amount isn't really equally distributed to these individuals. It is concentrated to a specific few, and that is based on the industry that America has deemed is pretty much like too big to fail, and pretty much industries that America has pretty much like worked behind the scenes to make sure that they have priority, right? So we're talking about the tech industries, we're talking about the banking industry, we're talking about pretty much like all these, I guess like conglomerates like Walmarts and all those things, right? They came in and they stole most of the, I guess like the cash, and they turn around and paying you some change. That's when minimum wage was a needed thing. So economically, you're seeing that the rich are pretty much like ripping the poor as time goes on, and pretty much like the wages, instead of rising with inflation, it is staying at a standstill. So inflation, like more dollars printed, inflation keeps rising, but you still get paid bare minimum, right? So, and of course, like when there is a new war, there isn't any reason for the US dollar to print more money. They will print it, but they will print it and give it to like the military industrial complex or any other fucking person that is out there to take the dollars. But for you, you get nothing. But then for normal American to be able to keep up, guess what they had to do? Get credit cards, benefiting the banks, and of course like different other industries who also came out with their own credit cards, right? So we had Walmart have their own credit card. We have pretty much Amazon having their own credit card. We have Lowe's. We have every other freaking conglomerates out there having their own credit cards, forcing on Americans to use those to like supplement their wages. If they do not have enough money to pay for it, then they get to buy it on credit and then pay it little by little over time. Which, I mean, if you're good with your money, I can see how it can be useful, but most Americans don't make enough money to keep up with inflation alone, let alone having to keep up with their credit card payments. So that, of course, took away some of that freedom of movement, having to like give your money away to credit cards instead of saving it for your future self, right? And then the work-life balance also took a plummet. Pretty much like stating that with all these the higher credit cards, the higher student loan debts, the higher pretty much like you having to pretty much pay more money just simply to have things, right? Made it so that home ownership plummeted, right? You being able to like afford I guess like vacations with your family, like being able to relax and all that stuff, all that things plummeted, meaning that over time you get more mental health issues. We got people who are just mad all the time for no reason. Then now, of course, like we got this racial disparities popping in even harder because people are just not having the chance to just decompress and just have their own thing to do. Like all these things are just contributions to pretty much like the American dreams become the American not so dreamy. You know what I mean? So this is topic number one of why the American dream is no longer a thing. Well, this is Time with Yarek. I suppose I'll be doing videos like this every day. So simply tune in if you're interested in these type of things, and let's have fun talking about it, these type of things. Leave a comment, post, subscribe, like, whatever you want. I don't care. Do you, because I'll be doing me up here talking about these things. Capiche? Capiche. All right, y'all have a wonderful one.